Okay, so first of all, my name is Lakshmi Manchu. I'm an actor, producer, director. Since I was a small girl, I've always wanted world peace. I'm not kidding you. I've always found it very hard to understand why it is that we fight and why it is that we cannot all be together. And world peace is what I truly think will achieve at some distance in my lifetime. And I work my way backwards. I run an NGO called Teach for Change that we work with high school students in government schools, because I don't believe that we have to sit and complain. I think as Indians that isn't given extra feet for us. Complaining is we do beautifully, right? But I think our government is doing a lot in comparison to how many people we are in population. They do the best that they can. And I believe that we as individuals and we as citizens of this country need to support that government in whatever that is that they are doing. And that is what Teach for Change is. So we go into government schools. I believe the biggest freedom, the freedom that any of you can have is education. That is the one thing that cannot be taken away from you. So I found a place where I can express myself. To educate, 70% of our children in India go to government schools. We used to have a lot of pride when we talked about government schools. My grandfather was an elementary school teacher in a government school. My dad went to a government school. I think he did pretty well for himself. I went to a private school. I think I did even better than himself. But what is that we are doing to support that, right? And for me, I found an avenue where education was the way that I could touch, move, and inspire these kids. Just last week, they all wrote their TOEFL exam. We are very proud to say that we are associated with TOEFL, and once they finish the program, they get a certificate that is valid for 3 years around the world. Big round of applause for that. It's not easy to do this. So you know what kind of empowerment you're giving these kids, that they can like achieve anything, that they feel that they are special. And we don't go in and teach science, math, history, that we have teachers to do that. We take in volunteers to go teach English and leadership qualities. I believe that I was able to achieve what I achieved in America because I was able to speak like that, right? Being an Indian actor. I wanted to be an actor. It didn't matter where. And I didn't want to be categorized and play the head-bobbing roles. I wanted to be one among everybody there. So it was Sylvester Stallone, James Caan, Vanessa Marcel, Molly Sims, and Lakshmi Manchu. I stood up for myself for that. And I really believe that it helped me to speak in English, and then I had to just learn how to roll the R and how to enunciate certain words, because again, I had to work really, really hard to sound American there. And that happened because I had that basic education of English. So you know what that did to me? It blurred the geographical lines between India, America, South, North, East, West, because I was able to communicate. Just giving their hand out to say, let me probably take you one step. I don't know what that can do. But I took that one step and made sure I walked 3 steps in front of that. But I had that belief in me. I knew very small. When I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to be an actor. But I had to wait till I was 26 years old to even say it out loud. First to myself, then to my family, and to the world at large. Because that is not what is expected of an Indian woman, especially a Telugu girl, especially Mohan Babu's daughter. How dare you have an ambition? How dare you have a dream? How dare you want to become a film star? I didn't want to put anybody in shame. I did not want to be a failure in front of my dad's eyes, because he is our hero. No matter what I do, and I'm sure all of you make fun of me when I say I won Oscars or when I speak about my English. Whatever I do in my life and win and succeed, it's going to be under my father's umbrella. Because what he broke through, we will never be able to do through a few lifetimes. So he will always be our hero. And how horrible it is to like disappoint your hero. But then, I had a heart, I had a dream. I wanted to live a life that I enjoyed and not just get married and make babies like dogs, pigs and every other animal on earth. I wanted to be special and I knew there was something that was driving me to say so. I took the plunge. Thank God I got a job and then another job. But I didn't stop. I didn't walk into a room and they said, so beautiful here, here's your job. No, I started my career as a background artist. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share so much, but I'm going to. Was it because I was Mohan Babu's daughter? Was I used to cutting lines? Was I used to getting the best table in a restaurant or the front line in a temple? Or was it that I really wanted to be an artist and tell stories and inspire people through that? America gave me that opportunity to break me down and say, this is who you really are. You know, doesn't matter if you're whose daughter you were. They did not know whose daughter I was. But they were willing to see who I was. And that opportunity came to me because I was away from my little well, that I thought the world was around this. You know, in Telugu there is a proverb, Babylon Kappa thinks the world is around itself. And I was like that. I had to get out of the Bavi. If I'm going to share something with all of you girls and boys, take time off for yourself. Do not be in a hurry to get that next job after your engineering. As you keep thinking, this is it. Once I get a job, my life is set. Once I get married, this is set. Once I have 1 kid, 2 kids, it's never ending kids only, your life is. It's a continuous process. The more you work, the more challenges you're going to face. I see a lot of, suicides that happen, especially among students. Placement రాలేదని చచ్చిపో నువ్వు ఇన్ని రోజులు ఇంజనీరింగ్ చదివిన దానికి వాల్యూ ఏమైంది? You know, 10th standard kids, 12th standard kids, what do they know about life to kill themselves? Do you know what I think that is wrong in our education system? You learn about history, geography, aeronautical sciences, but not a Ramayana and Mahabharata. You know, Rama was all of 16 years old. Thank you very much. You know, Rama was all of 16 years old when he was sent off to Vanvasam. Ippudu mimmalni tell you to walk from here to Jubilee Hills, you'll die. What Vanvasam, and he lived, what a life he lived until then. You know, the best of the sages taught him. He was known as the best warrior. And then his dad said, I'm not in a good mood, you gotta leave because I don't want to upset my wife. Rama said, okay, Daddy, I don't want to hurt you. And what did he go through? I mean, it's so relevant today for Sri Ram Navami, and that's why I brought this up. What did he go through, man, to like survive and fight in Ravana? He was like the most powerful, like he had Shiva, Lord Shiva dancing to his tunes. He went against him. You know, and that is our mythology. We fought and we fight and we are fighters. You got to realize that no matter how many engineering students are here, all of you have WhatsApp? Yes. So all of you have WhatsApp. No, you don't have to take other people's WhatsApp. You have your own. Realize that. You, each and every one of you are super duper fantastically special. You could be getting 99% and you could be getting 36. 36 and a pass mark? 35. 35? I would have failed in all subjects. 40 machara. I come from the time where it was 35. And when I got 36, I would like break 100 coconuts. But it's wherever you are knowing that you're special. And I think that's what gave me that is what put me where I am today. And once I've worked very, 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 very hard to be where I am today. I'm still working very hard. I'm the only woman in Telugu to be a producer, to be an actor, to be doing web series, to doing television, to be doing movies. And nobody supports me. My dad doesn't give me a penny. I have not taken a penny from him. Although I do complain all the time. I said, but then he has his reasoning. But that is the way he raises us, right? And now that I am here, I'm not saying I'm rich. I have a rich daddy. I am not rich. I'm still paying off the debt for a movie that I made 5 years ago. That broke me down terribly. I thought I couldn't survive. I didn't know how to make it better because I never believed in money. Believe it or not, I do not have 1 square foot of land that I bought for myself. Because whatever I make, I give it back to the society in any which way possible. Because if I think only with me, my dad would always say, you know, just because if your house is clean, sparkling, beautifully fragrant, and you're living next to a chattakupa, that chattakupa smell is going to come to you. Make sure that chattakupa is removed and kept clean, and your neighboring, the people around you are kept clean and taken good care of. And that is what that was instilled in me. And when I do a show like Maharani and inspiring already achieved women in television, or I'm doing a show like Memusaitam that humbles me and shows me what true compassion is, it is me giving back to the society. It can be any which way. You don't really have to have money to do so. Reach your hand out. If you're good at math, teach somebody who's not good at math. If your dream was one of your dream was to be a musician here, support a musician that you know is struggling today. Pick something that is connected to you. All of you have something that you're passionate about. It could be about embroidery, it could be about world peace. It could be about feeding somebody, or it could be about educating somebody. That is the only way we as a country can move forward, because you, my darlings, are the future. You are the future. You could be sitting here saying that, oh my God, I got to get to class, my life is a mess, I don't know how to finish this project. All of that is true, you have to handle all that. But know that as Indians, we have a bigger burden. Here you go, China's putting streets and belts and roads, and we are so much more talented. But you know, a part of it, because we are a democracy, we are not able to go forward that forth. What democracy means that we take charge, right? We as students, we as people, take charge about our country. Nobody is going to come and tell you, Babu, what are you going to do for the future? It is your responsibility to do so. And when each of you take one thing that is close to your heart, I'm not saying wake up every morning, do this, do that, no. Pick one thing and be willing to give your life for it. Fight for it. And if just this room full of people commit to something today, within a year, you will see a sea of change. Don't you think so? Don't you? You feel it? You don't? And that's all it takes. When they ask me how at large what you do is going to affect the society, I don't do it for the people in Memusaitam. I don't do it for the actresses in Maharani. I don't do it because you're going to give me a crown. Because you will not even know the things I do. I'm not interested in telling you what I do. It is important for me to do it as a human being, because I want to do it. And when I do it, there is a ripple effect. And each of you are eyes. You throw one little stone, there is a ripple effect. You throw a large stone, there's still a ripple effect. No matter how big the stone or the size of the stone is, there is a ripple effect. Right? So all of you, thank you. All of you take that responsibility in your life and see how you can move this world one step ahead at a time. I'm telling you, looking back, I was one of those people saying that just this one audition, if I book this job, I'm going to show the world who I am. And I booked 10 jobs. And then a wedding in the family brought me to India. I did not plan to come back to this country. I did not. This country did not give me anything that I wanted. They wanted me to be less than who I was. I was a certain kind of a woman that I shouldn't have an ambition, I shouldn't laugh, I shouldn't show my teeth, I shouldn't wear sleeveless, I shouldn't sit in front of boys. That's how I was raised. I was no different from any of you here. At least you guys are in the city here. Now it's 2018. This was 20 years ago. Can you imagine how that was? Not fun. But I didn't want to come back, but I did. Here I am. And I'm not going to sit here and complain about like what my life has become, because every time I tell people, if you get an opportunity, go somewhere, go anywhere where you have a better life, and then give back to India, because at least you are happy there. You're not sitting here and complaining about it. But when I did come back, although I did not want to, although I was very scared that I will again be thrown into a suppressive society, I didn't take a no for an answer. I stood my ground. I said, this is what I want to do, and I will do it the way I want to. And today, I have won more awards than all of the men in my family put together. Thank you. I just like saying it, so I rub my brothers the wrong way. But I take pride in that, because if I could do it, right? So pick something that is you're passionate about and help and guide those people in any which way you can, because you know what? I'm going to give you another secret. Dreams do not have an expiration date. You give it that expiration date. Dreams give you that motivation. I get goosebumps when I talk about dreams because I'm a big dreamer. I wake up in the morning because I have so much to live. I've dreamt so much. I've dreamt about a peaceful Syria. I've dreamt about Telangana and Andhra loving each other, and Telangana fighting for Andhra Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh fighting for Telangana. Now that the bifurcation has happened, we are still sisters and brothers. We got to be in this fight together for the betterment of what? Our nation. Right? So I dream about so many things. So many things. And those dreams make me wake up in the morning and give me a purpose to live. And I'm going to finish by saying, dreams do not have an expiration date. Live on and live for them. Thank you for having me here.